Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today is episode 2 of the Zero to Hero series, where we take this little baby account right here and we go through the entire game. I mean, giants, rift beasts, everything. Get it to a point where it's farming a lot of runes, getting a lot of grindstones, everything, right? Very resource rich account, and then take it into arena and conquer the arena. And I mean, that's pretty much the main goal. Get to Guardian 1, right? Which, a little bit of background on me, I am not very intelligent when it comes to arena in the game, right? I don't really pay attention too much to arena. I don't really care about PvP because I am very terrible when it comes to PvP, not in the sense of really skill, but like I have anger issues. I have anger management issues. I get angry when things don't go my way, especially in a video game. But I'm being honest. But you know, it'll make for great content later down the line. But there are a couple things that I want to talk about before we get into what progress I've made in the last day, I guess. First things first, I had gotten a comment asking, let me see if I can read the exact comment. So the comment mentions it asks if I'm going to make longer episodes and see how I tackle things. They want me to go into detail and kind of show how I'm going to tackle things, my strategy, all that stuff. And you know who you are, right? And I am definitely going to do that. And obviously I didn't really talk about it in the first episode because I was still mulling it over about how I was going to approach this series. Because I could just make videos on just the updates in general. But I figured that I'm going to be continuing with an idea that I had a couple weeks back as well, and kind of merging it with this, where as we progress, I'm going to make guides. So, for example, this week, by the end of this week, we can expect that I'm going to have my giants team up and potentially even start dipping into rift beasts. So, you're going to get a giants guide, you're going to get a crystal management guide. The crystal management is going to be mixed along a couple other things, so it's going to be more of like a tips and tricks kind of guide. But you're going to get 2 different guides throughout the week, and that's going to be stuff that I'm actively practicing in these accounts, right? Or in this account specifically. And you'll kind of get to see the progress of, or the results of following said guides. But I want to do much more than just get to arena, right? I want to help new players and kind of leave new players with no questions. I think that's the goal, right? To make a new player well-informed, right? If you tell them, oh, go do giants, they're like, okay, boom, and they go and they don't have a single question because good old drop night has helped them. But you'll see how that goes down as the week goes on, but I am going to go into much more detail, and I realize that detail is going to be very important when it comes to making not only just like these videos, the Zero to Hero videos, but to the guides. So we definitely will be doing that because I do want to help new players. I know when I first started, I know when some of you guys probably first started, getting proper help was impossible. I mean, people would tell you stupid crap. I'll tell you a small story before we continue. When I first started playing the game, my first summon, I believe, what was it, Rakan? I believe I got a Rakan. Yeah, I got Rakan. Rakan was my first Nat 5. I got him pretty early on. And I genuinely, I was like a kid. Like, I was like early teens at best. But I was like, is this guy good? And people were like, oh, no, he's food. Just like, feed him. Use him for evolution material. And I did. I was an idiot, man. It's just like, when you're new to a game, it's almost like a fog. It's like you're walking around in a fog and you really don't know where to go. Like for me, if you were to tell me, oh, go to the World Guild battle, it's like I could navigate my way straight there, right? It's just boom. It's like I'm here. But like for a new player, it's like World Guild battle is they click on community, they look through here, and they just can't find it, right? It's just you're operating in a fog. And it really sucks. It really sucks, and it can cause a lot of people to leave, because no matter how many resources Summoner's War is going to throw at people or Conquest is going to throw at people, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're just going to quit. And Summoner's Way, as much as it would like to help players, it's just like it's not enough, right? It's not a matter of resources. Trust me, we're getting more than enough resources. It's a matter of guiding people to the right areas and giving them details on how they're going to do stuff. And that's what I want to do, is I want to give details to people. So with that out the way, we can finally get into the video. So what have I done since yesterday? Well, I had work today, so keep that in mind. And for the first few bits of this account, for the first few steps of this account, you really have to be paying attention to the screen pretty much at all times, because you're having to walk through everything. But once you get to a point where you could start like farming dungeons, like giants, hiccup, or any of the attribute essence dungeons, you really, again, just have to pay attention. So it's just like, while I'm at work, I can't pay attention. I'm at work. Your boy's got to make money. He's got to make bread so he can keep the lights on, keep his phone, internet on, whatever. So it's like I didn't get to pay too much attention. But what I did do, I'll give you the summary and then we'll go into more detail, is I finished scenario. I beat scenario. I unlocked the dimensional hole. And I've just kind of been in the middle of putting my 2A energy on cooldown, as well as leveling up and evolving all the units I'm going to be using, as well as updating the team that I'm going to be using for giants. So we have a bit of stuff to talk about. We have like 3 or 4 things that we need to talk about. First things first, if you are a new player and you're watching this, your first goal when you're playing the game, and I'll go through this in a different video as well, but we'll talk about it here. Your first goal as a new player is to get straight through scenario. Push through scenario, as well as completing these Summoner's Way missions, right? You're going to get tons of scrolls, tons of rewards. As you're going through Summoner's Way, by the way, you're going to get some of these rewards are going to be like energy. As you collect these rewards, it'll give you the option to put it into the inbox, right? So, for example, we'll buy the battle training ground, and I'll kind of show you that. So, make sure you're putting your energy in the battle training, or your energy into the mailbox or whatever. So, complete the mission. It says we can claim from the inbox. Check that off, and you'll see that it didn't give me the mana. The mana is in my inbox. Do this so you're not wasting energy. You see I have all this energy built up. Please, send it all to your inbox. And if it's easier for you to just click the check mark and never uncheck it, do that. And then you'll just collect all your rewards from, the inbox. So, push through scenario, get all the rewards that come here. I guess you could look here as to what I've completed. So all the normal missions are done. These are the missions that or the stages that I felt like were really important. So of course, I did the Garen Force thing because I was trying to level up Lapis. Mount Sis gave the scrolls. I got the runes here. Runes, scrolls, and energy. More scrolls because, I wanted to summon on video. Engraved scrolls. You should be completing all of these. Like, throughout the next few days, as you're beginning to level up and evolve units, just take the time to complete all these stages so you can get all those nice rewards. Because every single reward is nice. I mean, from the Rainbow Mon XP boosters to the crystals to even the blue artifacts, they're really useful. Forbidden Evolution Scroll, obviously, is goated. More Rainbow Mon, more legendary runes. Mana, scrolls, artifacts, Devilmon, Super Angelmon, and another Devilmon. All these are super important rewards. That should be your first goal. Complete all of scenario and just push to clear everything. And you could do this while you're leveling up and evolving your Giants team, right? So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Work on your Giants team, evolve them, level them up while you're getting all these rewards. Plus, on top of that, as you complete the scenarios, you'll even get crystals for beating some of them on hell mode. So you'll get even more crystals, which in another video, we're going to get into crystals and how you're going to use them. So if you're following along with me, do not touch your crystals for nothing. There's no reason to. Do not buy these packs. These packs are how would you call it? Idiot bait, right? You ever watch that Family Guy episode? Or like, what was it? It was, is it Kevin Bacon? I don't know. It was one of the freaking Family Guy characters where he was putting Skittles And he puts it into the box, and Peter's like, ooh, Skittle, ooh, Skittle, ooh, Skittle. And he traps, it's idiot bait. That's all I gotta say. I don't need to explain myself. It's idiot bait, right? This is a waste, right? 225 crystals for 3 scrolls. I'm gonna tell you what you can get for 225 crystals, man. Crystals. For 225 crystals, you could purchase energy later. I mean, obviously you're going to do that later on. And the energy that you're going to use to farm, you'll probably get those mystical scrolls as drops, because you can obtain mystical scrolls randomly as you're farming giants, or even as you're farming in the Rift Beast or anything. So these are a big waste. And one really massive issue is if you've summoned any of your scrolls, you'll notice that more often than not, you're getting garbage. I mean, look at here. It's like, you're probably going to summon a water penguin knight, or a wind mammoth, or a fire minotaurus. It's just like, you're not going to get the unit you want, more likely than anything. At best, at absolute best. Where is it? The only pack that is worth it. Whoa, am I blind? Oh yeah, the only pack that is worth it is maybe this one because of the LD scroll. But even then, don't touch it, right? And don't buy these either. And even the Devilmon, I don't know if 1,000 crystals is worth a single Devilmon. I would rather just wait. But if you deem it to be, worth it, then you go ahead. But do not spend 300 crystals on essences. That is a big waste. 300 crystals would be more than enough to refresh your energy when it comes to getting the essences, right? So you could farm the essences yourself. But I don't know. I felt it was important to say that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was, once you finish scenario, and you should kind of do this first. Like, once you get through all of scenario, it's going to give you a couple missions, and then eventually you'll unlock the 2A dungeon, right? The dimensional hole. Enter this, and I don't care what you have to do. Get as high as you can. Get to level 5 or level 4. Level 4 is fine. And at least, at the minimum, use 10 energy. Do not let the 2A energy sit there on cooldown. Reason being is, you could see there's 59 minutes left until I get 1 single energy. And if I recall, it takes 2 hours to get a single energy. So I'm already done with 1 hour. So 10 energy. Oh my god, you're waiting such a long time. So this energy is very, very rare in the beginning. And you have so many 2As that you're going to have to do from now on to months from now. So many 2As that you're going to be doing. I'm talking about Crow, Ryok, Spectra, Ikaru. There are so many units that you're going to be dipping your 2A energy into. It is an absolute waste, and honestly, God, it's a crime to have your 2A energy just sitting there. So your first day should be, boom, blitz through scenario while you're doing Summoner's Way. Hurry up and get into the dimensional hole. Use up some of your 2A energy so it's not just sitting there. And then go back to working on your team. And as you're working on your team, your energy's refreshing. So you got a little bit of 2A XP, but you didn't really sacrifice too much, right? It is important, it is imperative that you have this on cooldown. That should never be 100 out of 100. Don't even let it get to like 99 out of 100. Get it to like 90 out of 100, and then go off and do whatever you're going to do, right? Especially if you know that you're not going to be on too much during the day. Because I know, like tonight, like if I'm not able to do level 5 consistently, I'm going to use up some more of the energy on level 4, and then I'll go to sleep and get ready for work tomorrow. But I just do not want that sitting there. So that's one thing that you need to make sure of, right? So we got that down. Summoner's Way, I believe there's one thing I want to talk about with Summoner's Way. So as you're going through Summoner's Way, you're completing all the missions. I think I already mentioned the freaking mock battle thingy. But skill ups. I don't know if I mentioned the skill ups. Hopefully I hadn't. But if so, I'll have to edit this part out. So, boom. So as you go through Summoner's Way, you're going to be seeing these things right here. The Clear Trial of Ascension missions. And for each and every one of them, the rewards are these weird little 4-star monster skill power-up rewards. Essentially, and it says it right here, it'll level up a single skill one time. So, these are, again, pretty big deals. And a mistake that a lot of new players are probably going to make is that they're going to put it into Lapis, which I'm telling you, do not do that. It's a waste of a reward, right? If you do waste it, whatever. Pish posh, right? You move on. But if you're trying to make as much progress as possible, do not put it into her. Reason being is because, one, what you're going to be using her for, which is Feynman farming at first in the beginning, because you're not using her for anything else really. She's as good as she is, right? Throw some artifacts on her and she's even a little bit better. But she doesn't need to change. And even if you could change her, you're not going to change her through skill ups. Not necessarily. The skill ups, all they do is add a little bit of damage and I guess a 10% harmful effect rate. But they don't increase or decrease the amount of time you're going to be waiting for a skill to come up. Right? So you see here, it's like this is reusable every 3 turns. Skilling this up won't turn it to every 2 turns or 1 turn or whatever. It's going to stay the same no matter what. You just get a little bit more damage out of it. So she doesn't necessarily benefit off of it as much as other people do. And again, even if she did, you're not using her for anything other than Feynman. But there are going to be other units that you obtain, that you summon, that you can throw them on. And I recommend, at the very minimum, throw them on literally anyone but Lapis. Literally anyone. You have a T-Bunny or whatever, these freaking people, throw them into them, because at least you'll get somewhat more usage, right? I'll tell you who I threw mines into, right? So before I had the Water Boomerang Warrior, I just threw them into her. So she benefits off of this, and I know I'm going to be using her later down the line. So I figured, okay, she'll get the skill ups, and at least she's one step closer to being complete. But now that I have the Water Boomerang Warrior, which I'll show you the summons for that in a little bit, I'll throw them into her and she'll benefit off of this. Because unlike Lapis, the Water Boomerang Warrior is going to be used in a lot of places, and those skill ups will really mean something, right? I mean, not only increasing the damage and harmful effect rate, but turning this every 3 turn skill into every 2 turns, which is a really big deal, right? So I'm just trying to make sure that you're being a little bit wiser when it comes to skill points. I'm sure other people might disagree with that. They might be like, oh, you should be putting it into this unit or this unit or this unit. But I think it's entirely dependent on what you're summoning. So just pick a unit other than Lapis. That's all I'm going to say, right? Pick someone who's going to actually benefit off of these skills. So with that being said, we're going to get into the final thing of this video, and then we can summon some freaking scrolls, because I think it's about time, right? I know you guys want to see some scroll summonings. My Giants team. We're going to get into my Giants team first, but I want to talk about this because, as I mentioned in the beginning, as you're going through scenario, you're going to want to blitz the scenario, complete the dimensional 2A energy, waste 10 energy, and go straight back to farming in scenario and evolving and leveling up your units. Those units specifically should be your Giants units, right? You do not waste any time leveling up and evolving units that you're not going to use immediately, right? There's no point in me evolving the ice, or not the ice, the water black T-Bunny, when I'm not going to be using her anytime soon. Not within the next month, 2 or 3, 4 months. She's not going to be used anytime soon. So it's a waste of XP. It's a waste of time, because that XP could have went into a unit that is actually going to use it, like Shannon or Bernard or whomever. So figure out what your team's going to be. Whenever you get access to those units, throw them in. So as I was going through scenario, I got Lapis, and once I got Lapis was the only unit on the team. She was doing all the scenario by herself. No one was helping her, because I wanted her to get all the XP. Once I got Frawn, then I threw Frawn into the team. And then I got Shannon. I threw Shannon into the team. Then Lauren, and so on and so forth. The only unit that got a little bit of XP, like there's some units that got to like level 3, like Onimusha, but that was, I think, because of Arena. And then I don't know how the Mermaid got XP. I honestly don't. But yeah, so it's just like, be a little bit smart when it comes to choosing your teams, because it's like, at the very least, it's like when it comes time to making your Giants team for the first time, you'll already have a majority of the work done. So as you begin to complete all the stars and get all these nice, cool rewards, do so with the units that you're going to be using soon. So you see here, it's like all the units that I have out here are units that I'm going to be using pretty soon. Maybe with Charlotte being an exemption. I just have her out because she looks cool and she's a Nat 5. But Shannon, Lauren, Fran, Lynn, all these units I'm going to be using very, very soon. So, I guess the last thing we should discuss before we summon is what are those units going to be, right? What are the units in that giant team? What are going to be those units? Well, Veramoss is one of the obvious units. I mean, Veramoss is, in my opinion, the best fusion monster, especially to start off with. I mean, he is... Where the hell are you? But anyways, Veramoss is the best fusion to start off with. I mean, he has damage, he has crowd control, he has cleansing, he has healing. He is an all-around unit, and he's good at every single one of the jobs he does. I mean, attack bar decreasing, stunning. This is useful in Arena. This is useful in Trial of Ascension. I'm using him right now on my LD only account, and I'm going through TOA hard on auto right now. If you've watched the LD only series, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we're on TOA hard 70, and this guy is a main contributor to that team. Again, the crowd control, the cleanse, everything. Super good unit, plus an HP lead. You're going to use him in a lot of places. You're going to use him in Giants, Dragons, potentially Steel Fortress. I mean, again, like I said, TOA hard. You're going to be using him a lot. Really OP unit. But, so you got Veramoss, you have Crow, Shannon, which makes 3, Bella Dion, which makes 4. Bella Dion is really good. You're going to use Bella Dion in a lot of places. You're going to eventually get her 2A, but her 2A is not as important right now as other 2As. But, she's going to be really good in the Ice Beast. Obviously really good in Giants. She's good in other places, but those are the main areas. And then last but not least, Lynn, which I think my 5th unit was the one I was struggling with yesterday. I said I was going to use Bernard, but, I realized that they added these units into the secret dungeons, which, to be honest, I didn't pay attention to that. So when I randomly was, going through the crafting building and I saw that, hey, they added Shaman and Lynn and Gina and Thrain, that changes things, because Lynn is a really good unit, right? She deals damage based off of enemies max HP on every single skill. So she's our 5th unit. So that's our team right there. The goal for tomorrow is to evolve everyone to 6-star, level up everyone, get Fran fully skilled up, get Crow 2-aid, and we can potentially start farming Giants, right? We have a lot of work cut out for us, but I think we could do it. So with that being said, I'm going to quickly cut to the video of me summoning. I think there's only game audio in it. I didn't have my voice in it, but you'll see all the summons that I did there, and then we'll cut to this. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was like 3 seconds for me. So we have some of these 10-year special scrolls. We have a chance to get any unit of any attribute, so let's not waste any time. Please, get lucky. Get lucky. Dark Martial Cat. She could be used in like a defense, like a guild defense. Okay. Hey, we got Zinc. Zinc is really good. He's going to be helpful for Steel Fortress. Ooh, okay. LD4, baby. This is why my summons have failed the last few days, or the last few summons, because I was meant for greater things. Liesel, I think. Oh. Okay. Come on, I just want one Nat 5. Just one more. Come on, one more. Looking for some arena units. I think I have you. No, I don't. Okay, we got Galleon. Galleon is really good for, guild content. Okay, 5 more scrolls. Come on. Thank you for the Melia. That's completely free. I'm going to be summoning later anyways. God dang it. That sucks. But, you know what? Whatever. We got the LD4. Things worked out for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I gave you some more information to the series. But I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you then. Peace.